Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to Q&A Weekdays. This is our 10th edition of this. We took a little bit of time off to create a video that explained our process. If you want to see exactly how we do our process for our private clients, feel free to click the link below. It's going to be at www.smartdebtrelief.com/calendar. It'll give you an actual video. It's about 15 to 20 minutes. The video will explain the exact process, who it's for, who it's not for, how we do our process, and it'll give you the ability to book an appointment with one of our team members at the end of the video also to go over your situation to see if it's something that can help you out. Today we have Q&A Weekdays. We've gotten a lot of questions. We're going to split them up over the next couple days. So again, here's Q&A Weekdays 10th edition. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions on this, and we'll get right into those questions right here. This is from Rachel. Am I able to negotiate my debts on my own? The answer to that is yes. You are able to negotiate and do all this process on your own when it comes to the debt settlement program. It's difficult for a lot of people to do it on their own, and this is all about self-awareness for you. If you can leave the emotion out of the process, you can actually watch our video and follow that framework where we go through the build-up phase, the negotiating phase, the payment phase, and the completion phase, which again we explained in that video that we made for you. That's at that link below. If you follow that framework, you can go through this process and do it on your own. The nice part about using a company like us or another company that provides a service like us is we take the emotion out of it, right? We don't deal with the emotion of knowing it's your debt and the jabs that you're going to have from the creditors talking to them, because they're not very nice. Their main goal is to get you to get you back on making minimum payments. That's their main goal. So, we deal with these creditors on a daily basis. We deal with hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars with these creditors daily by putting these settlements in. So we know the exact process. Our negotiators are talented at what they do. They make sure that we provide a service for you, because we can't get paid until we actually go through the process of getting a settlement for you. So we have to actually provide results before we start getting paid on our process. So to answer your question, like I said before, you can do it on your own. Follow the framework in our video. If you have questions, Google is your best friend at that point. Google the questions on there, see what they say there. If you need be, feel free to email us. Maybe we'll answer those for you. I wouldn't say maybe, we will answer those for you. If you're doing this on your own, even if you're doing it without using our services, we'll answer them for you, okay? Let's take a look here. That was from Rachel. Thank you for the question, Rachel. Appreciate it. Next one we have is from Marisol. I heard debt settlement destroys my credit. Why would I want to do that? Good point. Why would you want to do that? Debt settlement is not for everyone. It's a process that's made for someone who's going through a financial hardship. So the process of your credit going through difficult times is already going to happen for someone in that situation, right? So what this program and this process does and what it's made for is to help people negotiate settlements for less than what they currently owe to get rid of their debt as fast as possible so they can start anew. Okay, so if you're in a situation where you can afford more than your minimum payments, you can afford to pay your debts, do not do debt settlement. That is not a process for you. Pay your debts. Pay more than what you can, or pay more than what you, not you can, pay more than what you're able to, right? Just keep paying it until you actually pay off your debts if you have that ability to do so. If you don't, and you're stuck in that minimum payment cycle, a process like debt settlement can actually help you out dramatically. So thank you again for that question, Marisol. I really appreciate it. Next question we have here is, what's the difference between bankruptcy and debt settlement? And that's from Frank. There is a huge difference. The main goal for both of them is to get out of debt for the consumer, right? With bankruptcy, you have a Chapter 7 and a Chapter 13. The Chapter 7, if qualified for, you have to go through a means test. And again, you want to talk to a bankruptcy attorney on that. You have to qualify for that Chapter 7 where they wipe off all your debt. Definitely not a bad process if you're in that financial hardship and you can't afford to pay back any of your debts. A Chapter 13 is very similar to a debt settlement process, except with Chapter 13, you have a court-appointed trustee that tells you what you can afford and what you can't afford, right? With debt settlement, at least you have the ability of seeing exactly who your creditors are and who we can pay these creditors. And based on our track record with them, we know that we can get you a certain amount of settlement with them, and we have a lower payment in that case scenario. So It really all depends on what you feel is comfortable for you. Of course, this is going to be an uncomfortable situation no matter if you go through debt settlement or you go through a bankruptcy. But there are differences, and with bankruptcy, you have that's on your personal records, in your public records for the next 7 to 10 years. So if you're trying to get new jobs or whatever it may be, it's going to pop up and show up there. So again, both of them, their goal is to pay off the debt, which is a good thing for a consumer who's going through that financial process or financial hardship. So I want to go back to a question. I know we're skipping back here to Marisol's question about the debt settlement destroying the credit. Well, we deal with people, I would say, that go into 3 buckets, right? You're talking about someone who's in a situation that doesn't have very much money left over at the end of the month when they pay all their bills. You're talking about someone who's in a situation where they don't have a savings account. They have very little savings to no savings. And you're also talking about someone who's in that 3rd bucket where they don't foresee any increase in income from their current job, right? The reason why I bring those up is because if you can't afford more than what you're paying on a monthly basis to pay towards your debts, and you don't have any money in savings to pay towards your debts, and you don't foresee any increase in income to pay your debts, you have to do something different, right? If you have money to pay off your debts and you can afford more on a monthly basis, you should keep doing that. This process wouldn't be for you. So just wanted to go through over that. Just was a little thought in my head there. Go back there. I apologize for that. But yeah, I hope that helped you out, Maricel, to understand why you would go through a process like this if you are in a financial hardship. Okay. Let's go. That last question was from Frank about the bankruptcy and debt settlement, the differences. Let's talk about Jill's question. Jill has, do I continue to pay each creditor monthly in the debt settlement program? Well, if you're in the debt settlement program, on a monthly basis, we're setting aside a certain monthly deposit that we come up with based on your budget and your affordability that goes into your special purpose account, which we explained in that video that talks about our process, right? So if, Jill, you're already in this process, your special purpose account, all you have to worry about is that one payment every single month. So if you have 4 or 5 or 6 creditors, you don't have to pay them every single month anymore. You're actually paying on a monthly basis that program deposit that we came up with based on your budget and what you can afford towards the debt. So you don't have to worry about paying those credit cards on a monthly basis. It's just that one payment towards the debt settlement program. Okay. I hope that answered that question for you, Jill. If it didn't, restructure the question and send it back through. Okay. How much lower, this is from Cindy, how much lower than the balance can you negotiate? It's always a case-by-case scenario based on your financial hardship, based on what you can afford, based on your creditor relationship. Let's just say, for instance, you've had the card for 6 months. They may not be likely to give you a good settlement, if anything at all. But if you had them for 10, 15 years and you came into a financial hardship, sometimes you can get, settlements that could be in the 10% range where, you owe $10,000 and it's only $1,000 to get rid of that debt, right? As a rule of thumb, we're usually about 45-50% settlements. So if you owe $10,000, we could probably get them down to $4,500, $5,000. Sometimes lower. Again, it's always a case-by-case scenario, right? Based on your financial hardship. So we would get a financial hardship letter explaining what happened in your life, whether there was loss of income, something that may happen in your life. Again, we go over that in that video that we made for you. So if you guys want to see that, it's going to be the link below. But those are all the questions we have for this Q&A session. It's our 10th edition. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day. It's the 16th of April. We just passed tax day. Hopefully you got your taxes done. If you didn't, you're not alone. So get that extension and get it taken care of. But thank you very much for listening to this, and I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.